Hey guys, it's MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another discussion video. And that's right, yesterday Microsoft had a press conference at E3, and I must say they really impressed me. They came in strong. Like I said before, I didn't own an Xbox One. I wanted to wait and see what the Scorpio, now called the Xbox One X, I wanted to see what they were capable of and what they could do. So I'm pretty much sold on it. I will definitely be getting the Xbox One X. So good job, Microsoft. But I would do a video separately talking about the press conference and Microsoft and their results. But today I want to talk about Dragon Ball Fighter Z, the game that's created by Arc System. Now, if you remember the last discussion we talked about in the video, we pretty much talked about when Namco Bandai accidentally leaking or spilling the beans out on this game, and we had to pretty much wait until June 12th until we actually got an official trailer for it. Well, yesterday, surprisingly, this game was revealed during the Microsoft Xbox conference, and I was super excited for this game, and still excited for this game. I expect nothing less from Arc System Works. They've always produced some good competitive fighting games, and now it's about time that Arc System has finally gotten their hands on a big anime franchise, and this would definitely help them, because they're known for creating niche games. They have a niche fan base, and now they have their hands on a mainstream game. It would definitely make people notice them even more, and I'm glad that this is happening, because this not only is good for Arc System, this is also good for the anime and competitive scene. For people who love anime and people who love to get into who love competitive fighting games, would definitely love this, and I can't wait to see what they do next. They definitely might be doing a Naruto and maybe a One Piece at some point in some time in the near future. But anyway, back to this. I'm on the website again with Gamatsu, which we talked about in the last video about it's leaked. Now we're going to talk about what they have revealed so far from the trailer and everything. So in the article it says Dragon Ball Fighter Z reveal trailer and a closed beta is set for the summer. So following the leak on Friday, Bandai Namco officially announced Dragon Ball Fighter Z for PlayStation 4, thank God, Xbox One, and PC during the Microsoft E3 2017 press conference. And it will launch worldwide in early 2018, which I'm also glad that we're getting it in 2018, because it lets us know one thing too, that Arc System Works must have been working on this game for some time now for it to be coming out 2018. We just get an announcement for this, and now we're knowing it's coming out next year. So these guys have been working on this some time. Maybe these guys could be working on it way after Dragon Ball Super Butoden that was on the Nintendo 3DS. So that's a real good sign right there. And then two, right now as a gamer, so many games has been coming out that's been announced, and it's coming out from the summer all the way up into the end of this year, and I can't keep up with most of these games at all. It's too many games coming out. So them having this game early 2018, I had something to look forward to for next year. So that's a real good thing. So Dragon Ball Fighters Z is a collaboration combining classic 2D game mechanics with the Dragon Ball universe developed by Arc System Works. And yeah, that's right, it's also going to be playable at E3. So right now they also have some gameplay footage, which we'll definitely dig down and dissect just a little bit. So after the success of the Xenoverse series, it's time to introduce a new classic 2D fighting game for this generations of consoles, and that's about time, because they've been doing a lot of 3D open world Dragon Ball games, which, you know, they are pretty fun in their own right. But I'm more of a traditional 2D fighter altogether. Well, and plus I like 3D fighters like Tekken or whatever, but Dragon Ball, they've definitely been experimenting with this whole open world 3D, because they want to try to replicate the anime in such a big way, you know, to satisfy anime fans, so you can really live in that Dragon Ball world. But now we have this 2D fighter, and it's about time that they come back to this. So partnering with Arc System Works, Dragon Ball Fighter Z maximizes high-end anime graphics, which they're good at, and brings easy-to-learn but difficult-to-master fighting gameplay mechanics to audience worldwide. So like I said, Dragon Ball Z is much more mainstream, and they do want to capture the mainstream audience. But like I said before, Arc System is known for their games. Their games are definitely hard to master. But also, if you want to just have fun with your friends and you're just a casual, you can still pick up the game and still enjoy it just as well as a competitive player play against other competitive players as well. So here are some of the key features. We have 3 versus 3 tag / support, which allows players to train and master more than one fighter / style, which brings deeper gameplay. And that's the thing. With Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they had did away with the 3v3, and they did away with the pretty much the assist system. Well, if their tag system is pretty much different in a way, which it can still be somewhat like an assist, but a lot of pure hardcore Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3 fans who like the 3v3 and assist system were really upset that Marvel had pretty much did away with that mechanic, because they love the complexity of that mechanic. But it looks like that Arc System Works has put this into their game. So there's a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom fans who are also just fighting game competitive junkies altogether, and is looking at this game and probably have never touched a Guilty Gear game, but now want to give this game a try because, one, they love Dragon Ball Z, and two, they love that this game is introducing some type of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 type of gameplay type of mechanics to the game. So that's enough to get them hyped and want to jump on board with the game. Then, of course, high-end anime graphics using the power of the Unreal 4 engine. And from what I understand, that Guilty Gear Revelator 1 and 2, they use that Arc System Works. They use a different engine, or an engine of their own, to develop this game. But now they're using Unreal Engine 4, which Unreal Engine 4 is a pretty powerful engine. And a lot of game developers are using this engine. So that you see them use this engine is good news. So they're going to just pretty much take with all their assets and put it onto this, and pretty much increase and add more onto it. And then another surprising, why say surprising? No, I guess not. Also spectacular fights, which mean they're able to reproduce the game in 60 frames per second and 1080p resolution, and higher resolutions for the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. So here are some characters that were announced: Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Cell, Frieza, and Majin Buu. A closed beta will be held on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One before the end of summer, and I'm super excited about that. I wasn't expecting them to do a closed beta, but it seemed like there's a pattern now when it comes to today's fighting games. A lot of fighting games today are now doing a lot of closed betas for their games, because they really taking it serious. They want to prep the netcode. They want to see what players come up with and test out some of the characters, look for bugs and stuff like that. So I like how they're engaged. They're very engaging with its audience and with the players and everything, as far as that's concerned. So I can't into more details about that, because I definitely want to get my hands on the closed beta and actually and probably do a live stream or something on it. So I'm really super excited about that. So we're going to move on to the next tab, which actually is some gameplay of the game. Alright, so for one, what I like about this game, I love the character select screen. The character select screen remind me so much of X-Men vs. Street Fighter. X-Men vs. Street Fighter have the character select and the character portraits like on a flat or like on like a diagonal type of plane or whatever, and it definitely reminds me of that. And I just love the scene all together, the portraits and everything, and how the characters are lined up. So, like I said before, this game is definitely captured the anime aspects, you know, of Dragon Ball Z. And what Namco Bandai had a hard time, or you could say Cyber Connect, when it came to their games, their Dragon Ball and their Naruto games and everything, they looked beautiful, but they were very casual, and they weren't really as competitive. They were super broken, super busted, because their ideal is just to capture the anime fans. It's not really looking to capture the competitive scene. But with this game, they definitely want to capture the competitive aspect. And I noticed when a lot of anime games, especially by Cyber Connect, when they do create the characters and everything in their respective games, they make the characters as broken or as busted as they are in the actual anime, which makes the game kind of unfair, unbalanced and everything. But you can see in this game right here, this is developed by Arc System Works, even though these characters are busted or super OP in their universe, it's still going to be somewhat of a balance, and more balanced in their gameplay, is because Arc System, like I said, they're known for creating 2D fighting games and competitive fighting games. So I expect there's going to be way more balanced than Cyber Connect games and stuff like that. Now, as you see here, air combos. Super excited to see that they have air combos, and it looks just like Marvel vs. Capcom in a way, with their Guilty Gear touches to it. And yes, Majin Buu look really sick right here. As you can see, the ground gets destroyed, so they have destructive backgrounds and everything. The ground get destroyed. If you deflect fireballs, and I noticed in one of the videos, you deflect the fireball, it can actually destroy one of the buildings. Like this building right here is cracked and everything. So looking at this, I'm super excited. And I also noticed too, now remember back in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, or just in Marvel vs. Capcom in general, is when you destroy an enemy, destroy your opponent's, one of your opponent's characters, when the character that's destroyed and their next character are coming out, the opponent normally has a 50-50, have to do a 50-50 guess. Like a 50-50 is a 50-50 guess of figuring out what the opponent's going to do when their character come out. And most of the time, if you fail the 50-50, the opponent can your opponent can pretty much take advantage of you and pretty much wipe out your second character, and there's nothing you can do about it. But in this game, when you defeat the opponent, it takes you to a cutscene where the next character comes out and they both clash together. And when they clash together, it pretty much resets the neutral, which to me is a good thing, because this will allow more upsets. This will allow the other opponent to pretty much make a comeback and give them a chance, instead of the opponent having a strict, pretty much an advantage, because the other opponent is having a hard time trying to figure out what they're going to do when they come out. So it pretty much resets everything. It's like starting a fresh round again. So that's a good thing to see, because they're about to do it again. They clash right together, and it sets the neutral again. So I think that's a good thing, and I think a lot of people who complained or who didn't really like that aspect of Marvel vs. Capcom will pretty much get a breath of fresh air when it comes to that. So that's definitely a good thing. And the assist looks like it's going to play an important role in this game. And I wonder also, will you be able to select a different type of assist in this game, or whatever. So also, if I fast forward, there's one more thing I want to address. Oh yeah, when your opponent performs a super, or you perform a super on your opponent, the stage also get destroyed and the environment also change. But it was something in here I wanted to show you guys that I noticed. I think I might have to take it back to the character select. Yeah, here we go, to the versus screen. Now down here, like I said, this is early into the game, into the build. This is still beta, but at the bottom of here, it looks like you may be able to select different styles, or there could be a fourth character, meaning a fourth assist. If you looked at Dragon Ball Z Butoden on the 3DS, you also had assist characters who are only 4 assists. Kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom 1, where you had assist characters where you press a button and you had a certain amount of them. Well, could they be using this? Because I remember in Super Butoden, Bulma was an assist character, Chi-Chi was an assist character and everything. But I wonder down here if there's going to be some extra mechanics down here. And that'll be interesting to see later on during the course of the game's development. But that's pretty much it. My opinion so far about the game. I hope you guys are super excited as well as I am about this game. I'm looking to cover this game as much as possible. Whatever news they come out, I'll make sure you come to my site to check it out. Look into it. If you guys also digged up some information that I may have missed, you can also link me to that information, and we all have an open discussion video about it. So that wraps everything up. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. This is MugenLord, and I'm signing off.